Well, all right, it's Saturday night. Let's go. Super excited, right? Yeah. It is the number of anagrams in an array of words. Python from Codewars. Let's check out the description. An anagram is a word, a phrase, or sentence formed from another by rearranging its letters. An example is angel, which is an anagram of glean. Yeah, an anagram is a word or a string that has the same characters or letters as another word or string. And yeah, they have all the same letters. So really a kind of a short circuit way to determine if two strings are anagrams of each other is to sort both of the strings, and they're going to be in the same order, or actually they're going to be in, I guess, alphabetical order. And if they match, then they're anagrams, because anagrams have all the same letters. So the sorting will be the determinant. Write a function that receives an array of words, returns the total number of distinct pairs of anagramic words inside it. Looking at example 1, there's 2 anagrams in the list. In the second one, there are 7 anagrams in the list. So the idea is to find distinct pairs of anagrams. And really what you're going to be doing, or what I'm going to be doing in this video, is you end up comparing all the pairs to each other. So you compare every pair. So let's say like index 0 right here. I'm going to compare it to this one, and this one, and find how many anagrams there are. Then I'm going to eliminate that one on index 1. I'm going to compare it to this one and this one. How many anagrams are there? Blah, blah, blah. Then kill it. Then I'll go to this one, index 2. So you just go down the line, and for all of the ones that are left, you compare the pairs. Simple as that. Like, well, there it is. And I will hit up PyCharm now. Try this thing out. Bear with me for a moment while I set up. No jump cuts here, homie. Setting up the environment over here. Alrighty. Thanks so much for your patience. Of course, you could just fast forward the video, whatever, or just closed it. So glad you guys didn't leave, but I know some of you did. Anyway, let's get in here. So starting this function, and yeah, what's the name of it? Oh, let me go into the training area. Anagram counter. Let's just grab all this so it looks the same. I'm going to compose in PyCharm so I can test my result before going back into Codewars. So how many anagramic pairs are there in the input list? And as I was saying before, I'm going to compare all the pairs. So I'll start. Let's say I'll start with 1 and compare this one to all the others. Then that one's done. Then go with this one, compare it to all the others. Then that one's done. Take this one, compare it to all the others. Then that one's done. So it's just you're gonna loop forwards, and for each string or each element, you're gonna compare it to all the others. Then you're just going to move forward. This will be a nested looping situation. So let's set it up and let's get going. I'm first going to create an integer variable to hold the count. And I'm going to begin looping. I'll loop the length of words. And I'm going to put my, the first word I'm going to isolate, I'm going to put it into a variable. So I'll call it word 1, and it'll be the current element. And I think I'm going to go ahead and sort it because, actually, sorting, yes, turns it into a list. But that's fine because I'll do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to sort it because I'm going to compare this string to all of the other strings in the list, and to determine if two things are anagrams of each other, they need to each be sorted. Sorting will put it in an alphabetical order, and if they are exactly the same after that sorting, they are anagrams of each other. Going back into the code, I'm now going to do another loop, a nested loop, because I think it's I plus 1, yeah. And actually, I think this would be minus 1 because I don't need to go that far. Yeah. Got a little error over here. Let me check this out. This is like an indentation garbage. Yep. That's good. So in my inner loop, the inner loop is to loop through all of the rest of the elements. Because the outer loop is your, I guess, your I element, your element on the left. And then you loop through all the elements on the right in the inner loop, and then you compare your isolated I element to all of the elements in your J loop on the right. So I'll take the current element of my J loop, and also I will sort it. Words J, I'll sort that, and then I'll compare the two. If these two are equal, it means they're anagrams of each other. And I will increase the anagram count. Clear that out. And I don't think there needs to be an else because there's no other action to take place. I'll loop this. And of course, I'm going to return the anagram count. Doop, 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 doop. What am I doing here? Is this even right? I feel like I'm missing something, but I'll see when I run this sucker. I will use my test data, beautifully provided by Codewars. So this one should give me a 7. Hey, there it is, 7. Hallelujah. Look at another one. Weird sounds into the mic. ASMR. 2. Yeah, so things are looking good here. And yeah, you see the outer loop and the inner loop. Outer loop, take that element, sort it, turns it into a sorted list of letters. Your J loop is going to start at I plus 1, which of course is 1 past I, and it's really going to get the rest of the elements. So let's say, just to give you a little more explanation here, on the first iteration, this del would be I, and then this is the one that's going to be isolated and compared to all the rest. And then you go into the J loop. This would be J to begin, so you compare del to whatever, however you say that. You sort each of them, and are they the same? Yeah, they're going to be the same because they do have all the same letters. So that would be one of your anagrams. Yeah. Then the J loop is going to move forward, and the I is going to stay the same. So the J loop will move forward because, of course, when you have a nested loop, the nested loop goes through all of its iterations for one iteration of the outer loop. So J will end up going all the way down each of these, and each of them will be compared to del to see if they are anagrams. And yeah, there will only be one anagram of del, but the rest of these are going to end up being anagrams of each other, because you look at these letters, it's pretty obvious that they are. But yeah, the J will go down, and then once the J loop is done, then you get a new I, where we move on from del, and then the I becomes this one, and then the J would be ABC. This would be the highlighted one, and it's going to be compared to this one, this one, this one, and this one in your J loop. Okay, just wanted to give a little more explanation in case some people didn't get what I said earlier. Alrighty, I think this one's done. I'm gonna grab this sucker. I seem to say that same thing all the time. Been repeating myself on these lately. Gotta come up with some new lingo. Lingo. Alright, let's get in here. That looks good. Nice and tightly formatted. The most beautiful. Let's test it. Looks good. Looks good. Correctamundo. The dopeness. I like it. I know you like it. So this is the number of anagrams in an array of words. Really a list of words in Python. And yeah, so you do a nested loop and you compare. We'll really end up comparing all the pairs to each other sorted. And really that's how you find anagrams, is you take each word, sort them, compare them to each other. There you go. All right, we got a solution, passed. So that means I'm out of here. And until next time, I'm gonna see y'all later.